Hello, 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 hello. Happy New Year to you, 2021. How is it going to compare to 2020? Well, unfortunately, we can't necessarily predict exactly what will happen in the world, but what we can do is we can set our own goals and work to those goals. And that is what this Facebook Live is about. So I'm going to give you a couple of insights, things that I have actually learnt about goal setting over the last couple of years, or the last few years, if you like. And some of it might be some basic stuff, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more of some key things that I've actually learned. And all of it's simple, but this is often the difference between people who achieve their goals and people who don't achieve their goals. First thing I will say is set some goals. If you're not setting your goals, then where are you going in life? Okay, so the idea of goal setting is that it gives you something to work towards, something like a sat nav, a GPS system, where you want your destination, and then you've obviously got to take action towards that. And that's another key point as well. Taking action, just setting the goal won't, of course, be enough. You've then got to take action towards it, and you want to have a plan to move towards that goal. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of SMART goals, yeah? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timed. Do they work? Yes and no. Yes and no. This is an important thing. You see, the problem with SMART goals, if you're just setting goals which are SMART, specific, measurable, achievable and realistic and timed, the problem with achievable and realistic is what we can tend to do is set goals that are actually well below our potential, because we want them to be achievable. We want them to be realistic. Now, that can be okay if you want mediocrity, but if you're looking to excel at something, if you're looking for real success, then maybe that achievable and realistic isn't good enough. Maybe SMART goals aren't good enough. And this is what I've learned, particularly over the last year, actually. And someone called David Heiner is I saw a presentation with him, and he's interviewed a lot of the world's top achievers, high achievers in sports and in business, financial achievers, etc. And what he's found out is that they don't necessarily set SMART goals. They might do, it plays a part, but what is very important is they set big, scary goals that they might not even ever achieve. But the thing is, if you set a massive goal, then you are, you're putting the level up high, aren't you? You're putting the bar high, and then you've got to really push yourself to reach that level. Now, a little caveat here again, I believe it does maybe to a certain degree depend upon the person and what you want out of life again, and depends what your mindset's like. If those big goals just totally scare you so that you don't take any action towards it, then maybe you're better with smaller goals and SMART goals, etc. However, if you are looking to really excel at certain things, then you need those real big, scary goals. So whatever you think your goal is, probably double it, and that's where you want to be heading towards. Now, does that mean that you will achieve it? No, not necessarily. You might do, you won't necessarily achieve it. And even if you do, you've then got to have another goal. So, you've got to go throughout your life of having those goals, having those things to work towards. And you might never achieve the ultimate thing that you want. But you've heard the expression, aim for the moon. And at least if you miss, you'll end up amongst the stars. And it's so true. Okay, so have that big goal. What you can then do is have the smaller, the SMART goals, looking at different things that you can do in the lead up to that big goal. So maybe SMART targets is a great idea to do that, creating SMART targets for the different activities that you're doing and different milestones and things like that, which work towards that bigger goal. That's where SMART targets come in. That's where SMART goals come in, but you need that big goal as well. Now, I'm also a believer of small goals as well, mini goals, because If we just have that big goal and we're kind of thinking, oh, well, I'm never achieving it, then we start to feel like a failure. We start to feel like we're not successful. So my advice is to also have very small goals, things that you can achieve and feel that you're achieving success, but still be driven by that bigger goal. Because we want to create a habit of success, and we want to acknowledge when we are successful, and sometimes creating those smaller goals, things that we can definitely do in the short term, maybe, even a goal in a day or something like that, but setting those smaller, shorter goals that we can achieve, then we feel successful, as long as we keep taking action forward and as long as we're guided by that big goal. And you probably only want one or two big goals per year, if you like, and maybe an overarching goal that you're working towards in your lifetime. So is this helping you? If it is helping you, write a comment below. What have you learnt? What goals have you set? Why don't you write your goals for 2021, and maybe we can share some good practice as well. Have you got any insights on goal setting? Last thing I want to say in this short video, I mean, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more I could add on. But last thing I want to say is the difference between outcome goals and process goals. Now, outcome goals, just checking to see if I've got any comments or anything like that. Outcome goals are the end result. Okay, the end result. Let's have a look. See who's. Oh, let's close that. We want the comments. Comments. Here we go. Natalie, how are you? How are you? Happy New Year to you. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Goals are promises to yourself. They're like wrapping presents and not, and then not giving them. Okay. Good. You have to keep working on them. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Great points there. Thank you, Natalie. So last thing is difference between outcome and process goals. Outcome are your end result. Okay, so you might say, right, I want to earn a certain amount of money, or I want to achieve this level, or this job, or this amount of weight loss. Okay, and they're great. However, you might also then want to think about process goals, and the process goals is about the action you take, the process you take towards achieving those bigger goals. So I think it's good to have both. I think it's good to have some outcomes, and that's really good. But the problem with outcomes is they can put a lot of stress on you. Okay, if it's all about the outcome and you don't quite achieve that outcome. I know myself in the past, I've had outcome goals based around money, for example. When I haven't achieved them, again, I felt like a failure. It's been quite a negative experience. So it's good to have process goals, and your process goals are about the actions you take. So a process goal could be, I'm going to train. I was going to say train in the gym. We can't do that in a minute with lockdown, but you're going to train 3 times a week. You're going to do exercise 3 times a week. That's a process goal. Okay, I'm going to park my car further away and do some walking for 10 minutes to get to the office. That's a process goal. Okay, I'm going to ensure that I do a Facebook Live every week. That's a process goal. And they, like I say, you can create very smart targets based around those process goals, and they're working towards that big outcome goal. So like I say, please let me know, what are your goals for 2020, as long as it's not too private or too personal to you, because sometimes you do want to keep them yourself as well. Okay, sometimes you don't want to share them. Other times, by sharing them, then you hold yourself accountable. So again, I think it is very much what you've got to do is you've got to work out what works for you. It depends upon your mindset. Sometimes, like I say, setting too many pressurizing goals can put certain people off. So sometimes we keep it a little bit more basic, sometimes a little bit more achievable and realistic, until you start to achieve some of those goals, and then we can set those more bigger, scarier, more audacious goals. So let's have a look, see if we've got any more comments. I don't know that we have yet. So thank you ever so much for watching this. Please do comment below if you have found this valuable as well. If you know someone else that would benefit from this, just share it with them, okay? Because, like I say, that the more, the way I see it is, the more people achieve their goals, the happier everyone is, and then it has a knock-on effect. It really does. Okay, all the time that we're unhappy and we've got this to worry about and this to worry about, and we're not achieving our goals, it just brings everybody down. Okay, so if we can share this knowledge, brilliant. And if you've got any questions, write them in the comments and I will get back to you. So James Dan from Inner Anthem. I'm back from 2 weeks off. I literally wasn't on social media at all for 2 weeks over Christmas, but I'm back, raring to go 2021. Looking forward to playing big, thinking big, serving big, and doing that right now. So over and out. Have a great rest of the day, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Now, before you go, make sure you download this free, powerful visualization that I've given you access to. The address is on the screen. Just type that out and you'll get instant access.